Hey guys, Artosis here, bringing you another exciting match from the CNSL 5. We have game number 3 of the losers match here in Group A of the round of 16. It's Motive against Ample. If you haven't seen the first 2 games, they're pretty good. They're pretty exciting. Definitely check them out. If you have, well, thank you for watching ArtosisCasts. I really appreciate it. I love hearing from people that this is a part of their daily routine. Thank you very much, guys. Do make sure that you go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification button. You'd be surprised how many people do not. And, of course, any comments and likes and things like that really help the cast, really help the channel, get it recommended more people. And more people liking StarCraft is always a good thing, right? Well, so far, I feel like Ample, like, he's staying true to his style. He's staying super, super aggressive. You know, he's trying these very early pushes. I think that last one, it was interesting seeing him do the one factory mass marine approach. It seemed to work reasonably well. I don't know if pulling the probes was the right move. I feel like from Motive side, like if let's say we had like rain or, you know, another like snow or something doing that with the Forge Fast Expand, I feel like they would have gone 4-gate. Let him kill the cannons, let him start hitting the Nexus, and then try to bust maybe. But maybe then there's like 2 bunkers, right? And that might be too much to really to bust through. So I don't want to be too judgy about that. It's still like the Forge version of the Nexus First is still not fully mapped out, and the counters to it are not fully mapped out. It's not like regular Nexus First. We have so much information on that. Everyone has so much practice in those situations. We have a very good idea of what's going to happen, and a lot of times it just comes down to build order and micro. But anyways, cool to see Ample's way of doing things. Definitely something Terran players may want to try out, see if it helps in their games. But here we're on Sylphid, a 3-player map, and Motive does scout Ample first. He's doing some great high-quality probe harassment so far, and gets that offensive gas down. That's pretty painful. This is a flat map. So you really have to figure out what you're doing, whether you're going to all in your opponent with some sort of marine SCV thing, or if you're going to take this gas down very quickly, because otherwise things like range Dragoons could be a problem. In this particular case, it's hard for Ample to decide because he didn't scout him first. This is one of the problems when you get offensive gassed on non-2-player maps. On a 2-player map, you can time out exactly when you want to figure out what your opponent's doing by sending your worker. On a 3-player map or a 4-player map, you might not go to the right main base, so you actually don't get to figure it out, right? Like, this could be a ranged Dragoon rush. He doesn't know yet. But as his SCV finally comes in, and it sees, like, there's Zealot, no gas, okay. So what we have here is a couple of Zealots into a Nexus. So very similar to what we saw on Butter from Motive, the same type of idea. We'll see if he can actually block this. Probably his second... Oh, he has actually a Zealot about to pop out. So offensive eBay probably won't end up working here. In the meantime, it's some good harassment over here. Motive losing a Marine immediately. And look, he's going to switch to targeting the probe. You got to target that probe, man. Okay, there you go. Because he was about to kill the gas. And if another geyser gets started while that Zealot's still alive, it's going to take a real long time to take that down. You have to pull a bunch of SCVs. So good micro overall. And, oh, this is a little bit too much of a dive from Motive, in my opinion. Okay, good. It was good that he picked that off, and he does get one more hit onto this Marine. Only a couple Marines left. Third one popping out, and he has an SCV here, so he can deal with this third Zealot with some heavy micro. In the meantime, the SCV scouting in. He's going to see the gas. He's going to see the Nexus. But you know what? You know what? I like this right now for Ample. I think that the Zealots haven't been as effective as what Motive wanted. And look at the timing of the actual command center versus Nexus. I'll show that in a second as this Zealot gets cleaned up. It is going to get cleaned up. He puts one in there. There's another Zealot running down. He's trying to, like, overwhelm his micro here. It's not going to work, though. He's got this nice little hold of micro in, and honestly, he should start another Marine. I think it's never bad in this situation to make one extra. It's like he's trying to not go over 4, but if this one ran by, it's like, maybe I need it. Anyways, let's take a look at the timings, right? This command center is a little over halfway. This Nexus, yeah, a little bit more, but that's close enough, right? Like, you obviously can't, you can't rely on having exactly at the same time or earlier all the time. But looking at how this game started, he has got 2 factories going. His command center just barely behind the Nexus. What does Motive have? I mean, he spent a lot of money on Zealots. He's going 2-gate Goon, no range yet. Yeah, this looks really good for Ample, honestly. I like this position. He should feel comfortable. And now he gets to decide. Now, anytime your gas gets stolen and you go for a command center, you'll always go to factory. The question is your next building going to be an armory, or is it going to be a third factory, right? Ample is one of the only guys that actually goes third factory. Well, actually, there's other ones, too. There's, like, 4 factory plays that you can do and stuff, too. There's, like, various timings that exist. But here it's actually going to be starport. Interesting. Okay, okay. You don't see that as often. That was popular several years ago, but you really don't see 2 factories starport that much right now. So I'm kind of interested to see where he wants to go with this. This could be a really strong move. Obviously, you got to... Oh, and he's going to go Academy. I was going to say, obviously, you got to watch out for DTs. And in fact, he's going eBay plus Academy. So plenty of detection incoming here for Ample. Taking a look at motive space. Okay, he is going for the shuttle here. Oh, this is kind of funny, right? We don't see an observatory yet. We did see previously Motive does like to go shuttle and then observatory. Observatory builds in 19 seconds, so you don't have to start it right away. Okay, he's going straight Reaver. Oh, there's the observatory too. These both take the same amount of time, so we don't know which one he's going to go first. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. If he goes Observer... Like, if he goes Reaver first, obviously that's going to give him some aggressive ideas more quickly. The Observer might be able to see the dropship before it gets to his base. Wow, a lot of choices to be made right now. He's not making anything out of there. Oh, he's supply blocked, so he is going for Reaver. There it is. Otherwise, he was at 57 of 58, so he could have made the Observer. So anyways... we have the comstats coming. And here's the nice thing about the build here for Ample. He's getting 2 scans. So with those scans, if he scans and sees the tech here, he can make a Wraith. And the Wraith will counter that shuttle really hard. It'll be very good. Look, he's laying mines all over the place. He's got a missile turret underneath the eBay. And he scans it. He sees the Reaver tech. So we're going to get a Wraith immediately. No doubt about that. He's got the dropship. There's no vision yet for Motive. The one thing that might happen is he might fly over this probe. That would be really huge for Ample. I mean, really huge for Motive. Now, Motive is actually coming back into his main base with the Dragoons, so he knows that this is a possibility. That probe did not see this. That was over this high ground area, and he is going to get that drop off. But the Dragoons are coming very, very quickly. Let's see if they can actually block these before too many probes are killed. Okay, he goes after the probes. Gets a couple so far. Oh, don't lose this. Don't lose the... Ah! Okay, that's the main thing. Don't lose the dropship. It's okay to lose the vultures. Okay, I mean, the drop is not the best drop we've ever seen, but it's good. It's solid. He killed... Actually, it got way better there at the end. He killed a decent amount of probes. You can see he's up by 4 workers. He killed like a Dragoon or 2. He got everything out. Great stuff. The Wraith actually started super late here. Oh, my God. He just flew into turrets and lost the Reaver. The Reaver did not get out. Only 2 Zealots did. Ample, like, this is... You couldn't hope for a better position here. You could not hope for a better position. Look at the supplies. You never, at 8 minutes and 38 seconds, have Terran tied in supply up in workers. That is not something that occurs in this matchup. It's natural that Protoss gets more supply. So that shows the type of advantage he has. Now, the thing Motive does have going for him is a mining 3rd base location. So he's popping out probes plenty quick. He can get up to a very solid 3 base probe count of like 60 to 65. That's going to give him like a really full economy, and we'll see where he wants to go from there. Ample just throwing his 3rd base down on location. So this is his choice, is to go into a bigger macro game. We see an armory is going. Okay, so the yeah, this is kind of cool. Like, it's not exactly upgrade Terran. Like, he started out with some harassment. He blocked the Reaver drop super hard. He's got some good map awareness right now. Speed Vulture's running around. He knows the timing of the 4th Nexus. He knows what the tech is. He's well defended. And his upgrades aren't too slow, right? That's not... It's not upgrade Terran speed, but that's a pretty reasonable upgrade. And he's going to be able to add his factories. He's going to be able to get into 2-1 reasonably quickly. This really does look like a very nice position. Now, over here, we have Motive going into the Templar Archives and going into the Stargate. He is making another shuttle as well. So It looks like the idea here is to go up into Arbiters. I'm not clear whether or not he's going to try to go Storm. He doesn't really have the gas to go Storm right now while going Arbiter, so I think what we'll see is Arbiter, and then later on in the game, like if the game keeps going, he can get into Storm, right? That's most likely what we're going to end up seeing, but who knows? You know, StarCraft is definitely a game where you can go by the seat of your pants and kind of make your own decisions on the fly, and sometimes these less optimal ways to play can actually catch your opponent off guard and help you pick up the W. Okay, so right now, still staying even in supplies. We've got 71 workers each. Honestly, at this point, Ample should stop making workers. Sometimes it's hard to keep track of exactly how many you have, but you don't really want to be getting over 70, I would say, with Terran. That's where you start getting much lower supplies. You can, you know, you don't have as many production facilities as Protoss and whatnot. You're more efficient. You don't necessarily want 75, 80 workers in this matchup, at least. So Arbiter Tech on the way, and he is actually getting Psystorm at the same time. So he's going to be a little bit gas-starved. Probably it's going to be a very Zealot-heavy army, but with Storm and with Arbiters. Now, a few things here, okay, about this map in particular. You can see he's building turrets here. He's lifting up buildings like the engineering bay to spot, because otherwise you don't see anything coming in. But this map is one of the best Arbiter maps that exists in the competitive map pool. And let me show you why, right? The surface area of the main bases is much larger than any other map. Most maps, you're in the corner. And this base, in particular, is more in the corner than the other bases. So this base is a little bit better at defending against their recalls. This one is absolutely wretched. But there's a lot of surface area. And you have to lift buildings over every part to see the Arbiter incoming. Incredibly hard to stop recalls here just because they have so many choices on where to fly the Arbiter in. And by the way, you can fly one down here. You can't put enough turrets here to kill it as it goes by, so you can come in from this angle as well. So that might be one of the real ways that Motive wants to end up winning this game is through a big recall. We'll see. You don't necessarily have to play that way. You can utilize the Arbiter for stasises earlier on, go for recalls later in the game as your economy continues to grow and you get more units out that are going to be a little bit more expendable at that point. We see Motive taking a 5th base. Very, very important stuff. Getting ready for his 6th base here as well. A few Dragoons coming up here. It seems like he realizes that a dropship is coming, so that's some good awareness from him. Oh my god, we actually get a storm drop over here. 4 kills on that. And it drops him to 69, which is actually a better number than what he had before. That's a funny thing about StarCraft, right? Sometimes people make so many workers. I tell you, I've definitely had games where I'm like spending vultures to kill off probes. And when I look at the replay, they have 90 probes, and I'm literally helping them by killing probes and giving units for that. So things like that happen. Things like that happen, and it doesn't look like he's going to replace any SCVs right now, which is actually a great choice. 69 is going to be a better number. Nice. And no speed for those Zealots yet. Almost, though. It's almost done. He has Observer speed on the way as well. A lot of action, I got to say, in Ample games. Really fun to cast. I feel like I can't catch my breath or fully develop all the strategy that's going on for you guys, because there is a lot going on, but Ample is super active. He is pushing out. He's taking a very forward position. This is a really... I'm getting chills right now. This is a really great play. If you can hold this area, you threaten attacks through here, and you also open up this base and this base. So this is Ample saying, okay, we can get 2 more bases up pretty quickly here. Love that he still has a Wraith that's going to be able to just right-click on this shuttle and force it out of here. And so very good. Cleans up the last of the Reavers. But here comes the attack. There's no mines in front of the tanks. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And he doesn't have... Oh, my God. He doesn't have energy yet. But he gets the storms off even better. And that was a bad stasis. Okay, so... Motive attacked. He saw the vultures down here, I think. And he was like, okay, now's my time. But the Arbiter was at like 96 energy. At 100, he would have had a stasis for the big group of tanks. Instead, his army got completely flattened, and you can see that reflected in the supplies. 150 against 190. So, excuse me, that attack, if he had had 1 stasis, it would look completely different right now. But he did attack a little bit too early. So now Ample pushing up really quickly. The very fast counterattack before there's time for more energy. before there's time for more spells in there or to get his entire army out on the map. So now Motive has this very small group in the middle and is reinforcing from his main base. This is like a perfect push timing right now from Ample. Really, really well done. And he is going to smash this base. I think he could probably pretty easily kill this base. We'll see if he wants to push into the main. He does hit the EMP on that Arbiter, which is a big moment as well. And here comes the rest of the units, but they're cloaked right now. Okay, there you go. He does throw down the scan, so he can end up clearing these, but not the best. I got to tell you, that was great by Motive. He got way more done there than I thought. If there was a preemptive scan, he moved his vultures back a little bit more quickly, he would still have like 6 tanks here. I kid you not. But that was pretty good by Motive, who does have a lot of money. He is adding a few gates over here, but it really looks like it's going to turn into an Ample victory really quickly. His supply is out of control. He's got his 4th base here. His 5th base is almost done on location. And, I mean, he is just rallying out. This is not as many factories as he wants. It's 8. He really should try to hit 11 at this point. But I think he's so busy right now just trying to make sure that he's, you know, killing the units as they come out. He's continuing to hit his macro cycles, send his vultures around the map and whatnot, figure out what's going on. Look at this. He's trying to bust this base. He's sending up just a few units to try to kill this base. No cannons left, so he can get in there with the vultures. And Motive, yeah, it really looks like one of our last Protoss players is going to be eliminated right now. Unfortunate for the Protoss race, but I'm sure Ample is going to be very happy to have taken him out after that crazy game number 1. Yeah, just units coming out for Motive now are dying literally as they pop, and this is way too many units coming into the main base. Now, the fact that he's choosing... Okay, well, that's it. GG. Ample goes to the final match. Motive eliminated from the tournament.